What's going on? Massive dump today for Bitcoin. Are we going lower? Is it going to affect the S&P and the NASDAQ? What's happening on the big picture of the world markets? Let's take a look right away and break it down for you here on the channel with the Crypto Lifer. My name's Sam Price. I've been trading and looking at charts obsessively for over 10 years. Let's see what my mind can come up with and what the charts are saying as we deep dive the macro analysis. We start here looking at Bitcoin on the monthly chart. As I told my students and anyone who watches my channel for the last few weeks, as we run up into this rising wedge, it does have the ability to break out to the upside. All right. However, I'm all about how candles and candles close. I'm really into candles. And how a candle closes has a big deal. So right now you have some resistance which became supported, 102,004, 102,005 area there. But I don't like how this monthly candle is about to close. This closes Sunday night. Right? Today is Friday. So in basically 48 hours, a little over than that, we're going to see this candle close. And if it closes like this, that's a tweezer top. Every time I've seen the monthly candle close like that, we've had a pullback or a bit of a dump that's lasted at least 3 to 4 months. This one very long. This one 6-7 months. So we could even get a pullback down here and make a double bottom at 82,000 before our next big move. Anything could happen. Is there a chance we hold monthly support and begin to build off of it? That would be beautiful if we hold 102,000. But right now, if we had to just look at what we're seeing right now on the macro, that is a bearish sign. That suggests that we are going to go lower. The only good thing about the monthly is it's technically still inside a rising wedge. The other time frames are not. We take a look at the weekly, and for me, the idea that this rising wedge is breaking to the upside has passed because a rising wedge cannot lose the bottom trend line. So, and we talked about this when we saw that the weekly candle had closed right there with a wick. And it was basically a tweezer top with a bearish candle. I said, that's bearish. We got our secondary one here after that beautiful bounce that showed some hope. And I said, that hope said maybe there's a chance we're making one of these. Now that's off the table, the lateral consolidation, right? There's no real sideways move there. And now what it looks to me like could be happening is we're making a shoulder ahead and another right shoulder that could send us further down somewhere to here. That area would be about $84,000. So now I'm looking at 84 and 75,000. Like they're now back on the table. Before they were not. But as we continued to close the candles below key levels, like we talked about this last week, we said we cannot close a candle below 114. If we do that, we're likely to going to head lower. We did close the candle below 114. The next candle opened, and that thing's already testing the lows and already below it, which was 109,000. We're already back below it. We've already went to 108. And we're in the 108 lows, which tells me that we're likely coming into this chunk at 105 and then possibly down here to 104,000. And then you can see our next level is 102 and then you break 100,000. So like, I just, if we can't get a bounce here, it's very likely you're going to see Bitcoin somewhere between $104,500 and $105,000 in this range here with this high volume node. That's our next liquidity zone. It's very obvious. That's where we're going. Just like it was obvious we were going here when we lost 114, just like it was obvious we were going 114 when we lost 117. This has been the story. The weekly support of resistance has not lied to us. It's been spot on. That's why we look at this and do the monthly candle close, and we go over the macro analysis every single week here on the channel. So stochastic still got room to go down. RSI still has room to go down. If you flip on the moving averages, we just got to the 21 or near it. It's a good sign. But could we begin consolidation on the moving averages? So at least you came closer to the 21, but not looking beautiful. You look at the daily, and what I see was a bearish retest and we talked about this. It fell out of the pattern, bearishly retested, and dropped. Last night I saw bearishness. Today I still see some bearishness. I see what's called an Adam and Eve double top. It's just backwards. Usually it is like this. It has, it has the triangle first, then the semicircle. And I've seen it both ways, but I mean, that's an Adam and Eve double top. That has a measured move to the downside that it's already beginning. And it says you're going to the 200 moving average. And when you start losing 200 moving averages, this is when I get bearish. So I first get bearish when we lose the 1 hour 200. That's when I know things are not looking good. We lost it here. We came back for some hope. There was a chance we were going to break it right there. I was starting to look for some bullish signs. We lost it, retest. Last night on my weekly screen share, I'm sitting there as a group. We're going over it. And I see what looks to me like a shoulder, head, right shoulder. Not your average head and shoulder, but a head and shoulder. And it told me there was likely going to be a dump. That's why joining trading groups are amazing. We went over this last night, and we were able to see it was going to happen beforehand. And then we saw a flag on the 1 minute before we got news, which came in. The news was pretty bullish for the economy. Strange that Bitcoin got beat down so hard. You know, it's been an upside down, tipsy turvy market here. So bearishness though, when we lost the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. I just want to show you how this happens, and then you look for the 1 hour. You know, you look to lose the 200 moving average on the 4 hour, which you did up there with the rejection. Once you lose it there, you're looking for it to lose it on the 8 hour, then the 10 hour, the 22, the 20, and then once you lose the 22 hour, it's very likely you head to the daily. So I think it's just very, very likely we're going to see Bitcoin somewhere between 102.5 and 104,000 not too long from now. You know, chance we get the bounce, like but it looks to me very unlikely right now. We are at a key support zone. We need a bounce right now. If you're, you know, I'm looking for, you know, basically the 15-minute to reverse. We're looking for this 15-minute to get some type of reversal. So I know this isn't macro, but you got to look at this because. So we're looking for this to make an inverted head and shoulder and somehow, some way, bring us back to good graces. If that happens, you know, even by the end of the day, by tomorrow, we could be kind of right back to 113.8 and right back to kind of where we were before this dump. So there's still a chance, but to me, it's more likely this makes a bear flag and continues further to the downside for Bitcoin. So Hail Mary is possible. More likely we continue to dump down. So the daily looking very bearish for Bitcoin. Not looking amazing. We close this one, a bearish engulfing candle. Suggests we're definitely dropping to the 200 moving average, somewhere at $102,000 for BTC. So that's my Bitcoin update, not looking amazing. Let's take a look at the total market cap and all of cryptocurrency. Same story, started to build this beautiful flag that looked nice. And everyone's like, cool, but that's the trend line for me. And when you lose trend, you lose trend. You can't play games with that. I guess, you know what? I could say we're still on trend because you hit it enough there. So I could skip that one because you hit it enough here, but normally I wouldn't do that. And I'd say we had the fake out. We're back inside the pattern. So there's a chance this is the last shakeout. They're really trying to freak people out and make it really scary, and they bounce it. I have been seeing this. It's happened to me before where it looks like, oh my God, the end of the world. And somehow the next day we bounce and it's all like, whoa. But right now, bearish engulfing candles, losing key levels. Like there's got to be a bounce here. If not, we're definitely coming to test 3.5 for a double bottom. And then you're looking at 3.3 and then the 200 moving average here on the daily. See, this is a little further up because altcoins are a little better. Like you haven't lost the 200 on the 12. You haven't lost the 200 on the 8-hour time frame. See, so there's a chance that this bounces. So you really want to watch total. If total bounces off the 200 moving average, it's going to save the day. Turn this into an inverted head and shoulder. It's almost like altcoins could save Bitcoin right now, which is kind of crazy, right? So look at this. Could be a bigger move here, somewhere up to $4 trillion. So anyway, this could be the last chance for a bounce. Very, very important. I hope everyone watches this video. People that missed this video, man, I feel bad for them because this is like some really key insight here on the total market cap. You got to hold that 8-hour 200 moving average. It looks like we may be tweezer bottoming. That could save the market. Solana's strong right now. It's almost like Sol could save the market. It's insane, as crazy as that sounds, because total is made up of Bitcoin and all the coins. Let's look at total 3 now, which if Sol is saving the market, should look more bullish. And it does. Look, it looks far more bullish than the rest of the market. And Sol is really strong right now. And all coins are holding up comparatively well. So this looks like just a little shakeout for altcoins. We get the bounce, and everything's still looking great for altcoins for the bounce. So altcoin structure has not changed. Bitcoin structure slightly changed. And it could be, too, that we're just getting some more shakeouts in Bitcoin into altcoins right now. So it still looks bullish to me here on the total market cap. The daily's oversold, pushing to the upside. It still suggests that altcoins are going to move. Now, they could easily drop. I could be wrong. But right now, everything's still in play for altcoins to pump on the total 3, which is very interesting. We look at Bitcoin dominance to see where is the money flowing, and it is flowing out of Bitcoin, but it may kind of halt here. It's inside what we call a symmetrical triangle, which could go either way. Mainly, they do dump, right? So you're looking for this to dump. But if Bitcoin could dig in here, get a bounce, there's a chance that we do get a bounce. It would be nice, though, if we continue the trajectory of the altcoins to the upside. So if this dumps, it doesn't mean Bitcoin's dumping. It means we could get just a really nice big move here in altcoins that could really propel us further to the upside. That's something that you wouldn't mind seeing. So look out for that. I'd like to see this bearish retest and then drop. Look for this drop and the bearish retest. That's going to give us more confirmation we're going to be dropping to the downside on Bitcoin dominance. Let's take a look at US Tether dominance. And that had a voracious move to the upside, but is right at resistance. Right here. Boom, boom. We'd like to see this get capped off here at resistance and not be able to go much higher. Let's take a look at the big picture and break it down and see what you want to look at for the week ahead. I mean, I like what I'm seeing right off the bat, right? I see a descending triangle on the weekly. So this just looks bearish to me. Fine, let it have its day in the sun. Let it pop up a little bit here. But to me, M patterns, resistance, another resistance. And I could be wrong. It could try to do like an inverted and break out. It does kind of look like the altcoins a little bit, which is interesting. But breakdown, boom, right? And we have alt season and things kind of continue. So Tether dominance to me looks bearish. Doesn't look amazing on the weekly. And we look at it on the daily and it's getting overbought. Look at it as bearish divergence right here. It's overbought. And so even the daily doesn't look amazing here. Let's zoom in. So yeah, again, back to what we were looking at. So we got a symmetrical triangle. It could dump on Bitcoin, could pump on all, on Bitcoin dominance, and it could pump it up either way. Like, so if this pumps, basically Bitcoin dominance dumps, and vice versa. It does look a little more bullish than bearish, but you're at a resistance point here. People are like, you know what? I'm buying the dip. If enough people buy the dip, dominance collapses here for Tether. I'm calling it more of a dump than a pump because you're overbought with bearish div. But it could be either way. That symmetrical triangles give you a 50-50 shot. Right? So right now the probability I know is either way, but more likely that it does dump. And then the bigger picture says even if you do pump, fine, so be it. But the bigger picture suggests that eventually you're going down the tubes for Tether dominance. And it would start dumping somewhere in February really bad, or maybe even by November, right? That's a pretty good sign. Let's take a look at gold having a pretty big day. Gold pumping. We talked about gold making a move. It's in a beautiful bull pennant. Every single week we show you that gold is on its way to the upside. We circle this area. We're looking for gold to pump up in there and consolidate a little bit or break out. Either one was likely. We got the breakout. Gold has a little bit of resistance. Once it closes a candle above, let's say 3,500, even 3,460, it's gone. And the target for gold is $3,800 an ounce. And that gold trade is continuing to rip to the upside. Congratulations if you got in to gold. That thing looks amazing. The DXY looks like it's just going to continue to dump. Doesn't look amazing. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I don't see a lifeline for the DXY. I see more downside. Everything looks good that the DXY will continue to go down. So the DXY further down here, as far as I'm concerned, if you're looking at Forex, you're looking at any pairs, the DXY looks weak. And looks like it's going to continue lower. Let's take a look at the S&P futures and see what's happening there. We were bullish on them the last time I talked to you. I said likely going sideways to further this flag. So far, we've been spot on with the reversal and this. I see this continuing to go sideways in a monster move. It looks like you can get ready to long the S&P for that. You got to get ready to long it for that October pump that we get into November every year. The idea would be something like this to get it further to the upside. This is what I'd be looking at here for the S&P futures. That's a new long trade I haven't talked about yet. That's the entry. Stop loss below the wicks gives you more 4-to-1 risk score ratio with an entry now and a take profit at 6,945 on the S&P futures. Write that down. That's an S&P call right now here on the channel. Same exact thing going on the NASDAQ, right? We talked about the NASDAQ going more sideways and propelling itself further to the upside. But NASDAQ acted a little funny. Got a bearish toss there. Didn't stay inside the pattern. Let's take a look. Bigger picture for the nasty Nas, though. I want to look at the daily there. Yeah. So bigger picture is you're still in the same type of rising wedge we talked about there on the S&P. A little more treachery, right? But the bigger picture looks good to me. And then you're in this flag here. Funny, the S&P is a little more bullish, right? For whatever reason. I'm still bullish on the NASDAQ, but it's directly getting bullied around today too with liquidity. And Bitcoin and the NASDAQ seem to go hand in hand a little bit. So tighter and tighter, MicroStrategy, tighter and tighter, this is getting tighter. I see this getting tighter. It does look like a head and shoulder pattern, I'll give it to you. And there is some signs of concern, but I'm more bullish than bearish. Money printing coming. I don't see where that money's going to go if it doesn't go into the stock market. So it says 5 or 6 more days of sideways price action, but it says by next week We should either be sideways here or beginning our pump to the upside. So stand by that. I'll come next week to break that down, but that's what I also seeing there, right? So we've done Bitcoin. We've done total 3, which is all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, all the altcoins too as well. Then we also did Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance. The DXY, we did gold. We did Bitcoin, we did the S&P futures, and we did the NASDAQ. I also want to look at ETH BTC to see how ETH is holding up against Bitcoin. And, you know, that actually is starting to slow down a little bit, but it looks like it is going to go sideways. It doesn't look horrible. On the 3-day chart, it looks good. I've been watching it on the 3-day chart. Looks like we're going to have at least 15 days, maybe 20 days of sideways price action. But once those rate cuts come and then we kind of, that money starts to flow in, you know, it could even be a little earlier, September 20th to the 25th, that we could start to get a bigger breakout to the upside. So we're looking for a move here for ETH BTC, and the target would take you higher, but it does say we're going to go sideways for a little while before the next big pump. So markets are a little shaky. There is a chance we get a bit of a bounce here. That's the overall look. S&P doesn't look too bad, so money is coming into this market. Bitcoin's getting shaken out for whatever reason compared to the other markets. But, you know, the DXY also is too, showing signs that there would be strength for Bitcoin in the long term. So what I'm seeing right now is a shakeout, right? Is it the end of Bitcoin's bull run and the beginning of a bear market? I still am on the fence that no, but there's a possibility here it is. We do have to watch it and watch close ranges. Could we bounce today? There's a chance. Watch the 15-minute inverted head and shoulder. That is really going to be your key to see if we get a reversal. If you like what you saw here and you like this technical analysis, you're obsessed and you want to watch it every day, come to my live stream, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I also do another morning live stream on Saturday and Sundays just to show you the kind of update you'd get in the Discord that I run. Join my 99 trading group. They're awesome. It's $99 a month. We call it the 99. You absolutely love it, and it'll blow your mind. I'm there every single day having a blast. And if not, just watch me every day. And until you like what I'm saying. And you could learn from me for free too as well. I love giving away knowledge. So God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life.